attended to. He would resign if he is not allowed to investigate this to the very end. So he's taking this matter seriously. He isn't joking at all. Now, what exactly transpired? It's concerning Yahaya Bello, all right, and about $760,000, which is meant for his children's school fees. Now, one of the things that occurred about this morning is the fact that there were receipts that were circulated on social media, the receipts of additional payments made for his children through Ali Bello. Apparently, there are speculations, or rather there are thoughts or sayings. Let's not use the word speculations. We don't want to speculate. There's this person who is Yahaya Bello's cousin. Some people say that it's not his cousin. Some people say it is his first son, maybe a child that he gave birth to while he was in secondary school. Well, if Yahaya Bello has not come out to say, then we cannot, astutely state that that is who he is to Yahaya Bello. But the official relationship Yahaya Bello has with this individual is the fact that he is his cousin. Now, most of these payments were not made by Yahaya Bello directly. They were made through his cousin. Instrumental payments of his children's school fees were made through this Bello individual. And additional school fees payments, that is payments further ahead, possibly in the next 2 or 3 years, were made by this man. And the idea for the school fees was to ensure that anything concerning his children's education was already sorted out. This American British International School, a lot of critics who study in the United States and in the UK say that even there, the school fees is not as expensive as what is at play here. All right. And if you know the amount of money that is paid for children in that school is something else. Now, I want to say something. That Yahaya Bello is not the only individual in this particular quagmire, or will I say in this explicit spending, this ostentatious spending. A lot of the governors and political elites, senators are also involved in this. That's why I mentioned then that in this soup, the one that is being cooked, the meat inside is Yahaya Bello for now. But there are other condiments that have not yet been cooked because they've not been found out. Very soon, we hope that will come out. Now, I want to state that the American International School in Abuja, they clarified that its decision to return part of the tuition fees paid by former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is due to its commitment to institutional integrity and respect for Nigeria's national institution. I wanted to remember that there was a time Yahaya Bello sued the school. Okay, so $760,910 was refunded to the EFCC, which was part of $845,852 that was allegedly paid by Bello in 2021 to cover long-term school fees for his children. The refund related to the tuition for 5 children of the ex-governor, with the funds initially intended to secure their education from 2021 to 2035. 2021 to 2035. Chai, I don't know how I feel. To be honest with you, I don't know how I feel. This is taxpayers' money, Nigerians' money. They have to investigate this matter, and they must not sweep it under the carpet. Right here on Voice of the People, we will call EFCC out. We'll call ICPC. We'll call all the investigation agencies. We'll continue to remind them. If they like, they should go silent and say, oh, it's still under investigation. We will be calling them out. In fact, on my news, I will always put that story. I will call who I need to call and ask for the update of this case, because I don't know how this matter would be swept under the carpet in the glaring eyes of a lot of Nigerians in this economy with the suffering that Nigerians are going through. The EFCC should make sure that they see this through. Okay? Now, apparently, in a statement that was issued on Saturday, the head of the school, Greg Hughes, said the institution had nothing to hide and had been cooperating with the EFCC to address the matter. Hughes admitted that the school accepted an advance payment for school fees, which was duly documented in their records, and has returned the money to the EFCC in compliance, in compliance with the request to carry out investigations. While acknowledging the sensitive nature of the ongoing case between the EFCC and Yahaya Bello, the school ordered that it would refrain from making further comments, citing the sub judice status of the issue. Now, here in the school's defense, this is what they said. The school said that they indeed accepted the advance payment of the school fees, and duly documented these fees in their records. Upon learning that the school fees they accepted in good faith were, in fact, part of an ongoing case with the EFCC, they turned over these funds in compliance with the Federal Commission's request. Now, the school went further to say that at no point has the school been accused of any wrongdoing in relation to the case, and that they are cooperating fully with the EFCC to address matters currently before the courts. As these legal matters are being resolved within the Nigerian judicial system, which involves one of the families, that is one of the children that are attending the school, who of course the parent is Yahaya Bello, they will refrain from making any further comment at this time, and that as an institution, they remain committed to providing excellent service to the school community in line with core values, vision, and mission. So, Yahaya Bello's cousin, Ali Bello, was the one who made all these payments for Yahaya Bello at the time. And guess what? This Ali Bello is the new governor of Kogi State, Ododo. He is his chief of staff. He was made the chief of staff to Ododo. So the question now arose, is this the reason why Ododo was, chosen as the godson and to take over from Yahaya Bello? The idea is to hide most of these cases from getting into the front line or the front page of the papers. Now, here it is. In 2023, Kogi chief of staff was arrested for money laundering. All right? Ali Bello, who was the newly appointed chief of staff to Usman Ododo, governor of Kogi, is actually standing trial for money laundering. Bello is a nephew, supposedly, to Yahaya Bello, who is the immediate former governor of the state. He was among the appointees announced by Ododo on Saturday, shortly after he took the oath of office in Lokoja, Kogi State capital. On February 8, 2023, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission arraigned Bello alongside Abba Adauda, Yakubu Siyaya Adebenege, and Iyada Sadat for allegedly misappropriating 3,081,804 naira 654. The defendants pleaded not guilty to the 18-count charge bordering on criminal misappropriation and money laundering. Now, Yahaya Egwuatu, who was the presiding judge, ordered that the defendants be remanded at the correctional center pending the ruling on their bail application. Guess what? They were later granted bail in the sum of 500 million naira each, with two sureties in like sum. So the question on the lips of everybody is this: where did Yahaya Bello go wrong? Whose toe did he step on? What bridges did he burn? Because the president has given the EFCC the authority to go ahead to prosecute this case. And with what we can see on the media, the evidence is stacked against Yahaya Bello. It's nothing to write home about. That is why I said that I want to see how this case will proceed. And they better not sweep this under the carpet. And a lot of other government officials who are involved in misappropriation of funds too should be called out. All right? That is another conversation that we're going to look into today. This supposed Ali Bello is a proxy. That is a person that paid all these monies in advance. On social media, the receipt is everywhere. The money that was made in installments for his children's school fees. Now, the funny thing about this is that that particular institution from from the preschool, that is kindergarten to primary school and secondary school per child. Apparently, if you want to gain admission to that school, like an application, if you want to apply, it's about $10,000. That's just it, $10,000. Not to talk of the school fees for the kindergarten, then the primary and the secondary school. So, like I said, it is something we are going to be looking into in the course of the program. And while I try as much as possible to connect with my analysts who will be giving us a different perspective, I would like us to listen to this particular incident that took place, I think, on Friday. I don't want to use the word listen. The president made a statement, and the president said that he was not afraid and would not step back in taking the decisions he has taken. The president said that he will continue to make these decisions. They are tough decisions, but the decisions are meant to be for the well-being of Nigerians. I'm sure he's talking about how Nigerians have been complaining of how hungry they feel, how expensive life is, in fact, how stringent the living conditions have been ever since fuel subsidy was removed. The president said that these tough decisions were taken for the benefit of Nigerians. And in that particular statement, or rather in the same breath, the president actually said that the Naira is doing well. It's one of the best performing currencies in the world. It's something that I would like a lot of you to help examine, especially when it's time for you to respond via the telephone. All right. So the president said he is not and would not be afraid of taking any tough decisions during his tenure, so long as they are in the people's best interest. The leader said he is unafraid of the consequences that may follow these decisions, stressing his unwavering trust in Nigerians, which empowers him to take bold actions on their behalf. Since assuming office in 2023, President Tinubu's administration has implemented various new policies, such as removing the petrol subsidy, floating the Naira, and of course, increasing electricity tariff. The policies have actually brought untold hardship to the citizens, but the president has reaffirmed his commitment to making tough decisions for the betterment of Nigerians, recognizing the importance of equipping them with the necessary tools for long-term success. And the president said that as a resolute leader, he pledges to prioritize decisions that may bring short-term challenges but will ultimately benefit the people. So he says that we have gone through the worst of the storms. He is unafraid of the consequences, and that once he knows that his actions are in the best long-term interests of all Nigerians. He now stated that the Nigerian Naira is one of the world's best performing currencies today, and that necessary risks were taken and all resilient Nigerians have kept faith with the Tinubu administration. Now, I also want you to know that recently there are queues at filling stations. When I was coming to the studio this evening, I saw some queues at some dispensing outlets, and I recall that as of last week, we saw reports that in Kaduna, Abuja, and some states that few queues had been, realized or noticed in all of these filling stations. So we're wondering why we're seeing that in Lagos. We do hope that that is resolved before tomorrow, which is an official work day. We do hope that. Now, another interesting thing that took place in the course of the week is the U.S. report on the 2023 elections. And a lot of Nigerians reacted to that because they said, we do not trust this administration at all. We do not trust the U.S. report. So I recall during the news when this report came, it generated mixed reactions from netizens. And the question that arose is, why is the report coming out now? What exactly is the motive of the United States? One of my analysts actually said that there's possibly something they want with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which they're not getting yet. And they feel that if they stroke the polity or if they endanger the polity, the more maybe the president will accede to whatever it is they're demanding for. Because in 2023, after the general elections, there was a report too by the EU election observers, where they gave a breakdown of how the 2023 elections went. And after the breakdown was given, we now saw a situation where there were questions as to why that particular situation or conversation occurred. And what happened at the time was the fact that we saw a couple of individuals reacting. Some said that why would that be the conversation now? Nigerians are trying to move on. Nigerians are trying to understand how to forge ahead. But unfortunately, that's not the case. And they're considering what the method would be and why the EU or the United States is coming with this now. When there was a time when Atiku Abubakar, that was in 2023 before the Supreme Court gave its ruling, said that he got some documents and expose on the fact that the president's certificate was forged. And the US at the time said, that's the FBI, said they were going to release 2,500 documents on the president. When that document was released, President Tinubu's name was redacted. So Nigerians asked the US, why did you redact it? So what is the essence of this report you're putting out now? What do you want us to do with it? That's the question they're asking. All right. You're currently listening to the Political Spotlight on VOP 90.3 FM. We'll take a very short break. When we return, definitely we'll head into other issues that took the political space in a fire move. Just stay with us. Hi, welcome back. You are still on the political spotlight right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. So we are done with the United States giving us a report on how the 2023 elections went. And they also used the opportunity to say that, however, regardless of the anomalies and the obstruction that took place at the polling booth, the bullying and the intimidation, that the elections actually resonated with the needs of the people or with the choice of the people. That's basically what the United States of America report said, that what the people wanted or what they chose is basically what the result actually turned out to be. Now, beyond that, we've been hearing clamors and outcry from some political elites, possibly because they're not feeling favored with President Tinubu's administration. And we're talking about the North Central stakeholders within the All Progressives Congress. They voiced their feeling of betrayal and resentment. Okay, so according to them, they emphasized their substantial contribution to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's vote count, ranking third after the Northwest and Southwest regions, which they believed entitled them to a greater share of the rewards for their efforts. According to what the group said in the report, it is a fact that the emergence of Dr. Umar Ganduje as national chairman was done against the spirit and soul of the APC, which is the constitution of our great party. And this singular act has impacted negatively on them as a people in the North Central. They feel betrayed and spited because they gave His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu the third highest votes after Northwest and Southwest. And according to them, they feel that a lot of promises made by the president during his tenure, or rather during his campaign, has not been fulfilled. So, what's your take? We're back to the northern political elites coming again and telling us or expressing their grievances. They're not happy, they're sad. The president needs to do the needful for them because according to them, they were the ones that helped the president clinch the win on the 2023 presidential elections. So that is one aspect of the conversation that a lot of people are wondering, what do these people actually want and where do they intend to head on with this? Okay, so here it is again. Apparently WAEC was able to delete a statement where that is in case of Peter Obi. I think that one actually generated quite the buzz at the time. And when that happened, Nigerians were asking that why would a list of schools rehabilitated and approved by Obi during his administration surface? So they went on social media to express their opinions after a list of schools that Peter Obi, the former governor of Anambra State and the candidate for the presidency in 2023 for the Labour Party, repaired and refurbished during his tenure, went viral. Now, WAEC brought down that list on its website, and people were wondering why would they do that. So, one individual whose name is Dare, in the favor of the former governor, had the list posted on his X page. The accusations that Peter Obi had no hand in resolving academic challenges in Anambra while in office prompted the compilation of the list. And in response to Dare's list, he listed unfinished projects and the theft of funds meant to fund new projects as two of Nigeria's most pressing issues. So, according to that particular statement, he said when it comes to this, Peter Obi excels. According to him, finished projects are a big issue in Nigeria. Taking advantage of others in order to fund new endeavors, President Peter I think he's being sarcastic. He called Peter Obi a president that he excels in this area of putting out unfinished projects, and then he listed quite a lot of projects that were unfinished that Peter Obi actually did in storing and upgrading. Nevertheless, following his sharing of the list, there were several responses that were received from social media, and this came because of one of his critics, Reno Omokri, who said that he would pay $10,000 to any Nigerian who can put up established or completed project that was done during the administration of Peter Obi as the governor of Anambra State. That is also one conversation that took quite the airwaves at the time when that's in the course of the week. So that's basically quite a lot of it. And again, there are speculations that RFI may contest 2027 elections to contest against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027, and a particular youth advocate has reacted. He said Nasir El-Rufai's recent activities, which includes meetings with opposition leaders and public disagreements with the current government, have fueled speculation that he might run for president in 2027. Now, despite these allegations, El-Rufai has not officially declared his candidacy or announced a departure from the APC. So, a lot of Nigerians are saying if he indeed wants to go to become a president in 2027, he's free. Must it be that he's trying to stifle whatever ambition the president may intend to go on for in 2027? That nobody should read any more into this. Well, we do know that El-Rufai is one of the northern politicians who strongly supported President Tinubu's elections in 2023. So it is not surprising when the president nominated him as a cabinet member. The nomination, however, did not sail through as the Senate failed to confirm him, a move which a lot of people considered political. All right, so this time around, I want to introduce my guests on the program. The first person I'll be speaking with is Barrister Darlington. Barrister Darlington is a political, national and social affairs commentator. And Barrister Darlington will also give us his perspective on what he thinks on some of these issues that we're discussing on the political spotlight. Also, I intend to call Barrister, he's a barrister, and his name is Are Oladotun Hassan. He also analyzes right here in the studio for us on any of the political issues. And he also, 2.3 FM, it's quite an excitement to have you in the studio with us, albeit joining us via the telephone. Barrister Darlington, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Can you hear me?
It's a pleasure, my sister.
All right. Thank you so much. This is Are Oladotun Hassan. Are, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good evening. It's a pleasure. I'm really happy and honored to do your program.
Thank you so much. Also, like I just introduced, Barrister Darlington. Barrister Darlington, good evening and thank you for joining us on the Political Spotlight.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I'm merging you. I'm calling Barrister Darlington as well to join us on the Political Spotlight. Barrister Darlington is a political and social affairs analyst. He's supposed to join us on the world news, or rather on the Political Spotlight as well, to answer some questions, all right, on issues that borders the polity. And this time around, like I said earlier, he would help to ensure that we speak adequately and resolve most of these issues. Barrister Darlington, good evening.
Good evening, Elsa. Happy Sunday.
Same to you. So I'm trying to call you and another person, but I don't know how to do this. I think the engineers will come help me with that, so we can merge the calls. We can place you and another analyst on the phone as well. So tell me something, Barrister Darlington. The president has confessed concerning the situation with fuel subsidy removal. And of course, the CBN also removes a report on fresh 3.8 trillion naira loan from President Tinubu's government.
Oh, with your phone is breaking up and coming on and off.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, it's clearer now.
So I said that the president has confessed as to why fuel subsidy was removed. According to him, he said it was important, otherwise the country would have gone bankrupt. And also, a fresh report which was removed by the Central Bank of Nigeria, which is on a fresh 3.8 trillion naira loan, was removed from the website. So if you try to search for that report on the monies that were borrowed since the president took office, you wouldn't find a breakdown of that report. So is there anything to hide about it? Several amounts of monies that were withdrawn within this administration. Is there anything to hide that made the CBN bring down the data of that report? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. They have started, though.
Who has started, please?
They have started. Tinubu have started.
How did he start?
This was the same secrecy that was going on under Buhari.
All right.
Where our money is being taken away without any accountability, without any appropriation, without any authorization. They have started again. That money they are taking away, which nobody knew how it went about. Who authorized it? Answer, did anybody tell you where the money went to? This is Tinubu who came to fight corruption. No? Is that not the corruption?
It is.
This was exactly how we are all here when Buhari took away over 23 trillion naira from CBN.
Yeah.
And now we are looking for where the money is. They have started. The man who came to fight corruption.
No, but
and the CBN governor is there telling us that he is right on course, that he's doing everything. If I were that man, I should resign now. I should resign now before they dirty his name like a metele.
No, the thing is that the data was removed from their website, so you can't find that data of that borrowing. So why remove that data? What are you hiding? That's the thing, right? What is the need for removing that data? What exactly is the issue? Why removing that data? That's the question. You have nothing to hide, right? You've already told us that you met a bankrupt government. You actually met.
They have a lot to hide because that money was not properly approved and properly used. That is the hiding. You just told me now that the thing went off the website.
Yes, the CBN removed it.
So, if it was properly used and properly appropriated, what should you hide? That's what I'm telling you. When they steal money like that, that's what happens. Money they cannot account for. The money just disappeared. It just disappeared. He said the fuel subsidy Tinubu told you that he removed. Is it not the same fuel subsidy that the world bank is telling you that Tinubu has been paying fuel subsidy? Since they said it, did anybody dispute it? L5 told you that more subsidy is being paid now, but nobody knows who's collecting the money. Enter. The level of corruption going on now is 10 times more than that of Buhari. I am telling you, L5, since he said anybody challenge him, I was thinking that somebody would have brought out people to tell you that you are wrong. He said fuel subsidy is being paid, and Tinubu is paying more now. But we don't know who's collecting the money. That is a fact. So that's what they are hiding. It is when you leave office now, we start looking for where all this money went to. Remember the Lagos-Calabar superhighway? Remember how the money went? Some of us have been asking, Mr. Tinubu, Mr. President, who gave you the 1 trillion naira you paid for that project? Because it is never in the budget for this year. Where did you get the money? Where? Nigerians will not ask this question. It is when they leave office now without investigation. And the EFCC, I know, does not have the balls to call any past president to account. They don't have the balls. They cannot come again. The whole of UFCC, they can't even go to Buhari's house and start him any invitation letter. So is it not better we prevent this now? Since we know we cannot fight corruption, they prevent corruption before it happens. Under what is suffered under Buhari, look at what is happening now. Just under 1 year, look at what is going on. Money is disappearing here and there, and nobody says anything. Where did the Tinubu get the 1 trillion naira he paid for that? What is the hurry about that project? Nobody has asked him, or nobody. We are talking about over 1 trillion naira. What is the hurry about that project? Is that project more than the economy that is down? To tell you that there is something going on there, and Allah they are going to throw that place. That means somebody is preparing for his retirement. Just like the Lekki Toge, whom we don't know the owner up to today. We don't know the owner of that project. We don't know the owner.
Barrister, are you there?
I'm listening to you.
Okay, so I want to speak with another analyst. His name is Are Oladotun Hassan. Are Oladotun Hassan is a political, national and social affairs commentator. And of course, I would say Are is also another individual who is quite vibrant on responding to issues in the polity. Are, good evening and thank you for joining me on the Political Spotlight.
Well, good evening. It's a pleasure to be on the program.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate you taking your time to share your perspective on these issues. So another thing I want us to look into is the fact that Kogi State indigents, right, under the auspices of the Executive Committee of Confluence Patriots, they have accused the former governor of the state, Yahaya Bello, of practically and tactically turning the state account into his personal automatic teller machine, from whence he withdrew billions of naira for his personal use for 8 years. Now, we know that the EFCC is prosecuting Yahaya Bello alongside his cousin or his aide, Ali Bello, who is the current chief of staff to Usman Ododo. Now, the charges bordering on money laundering to the tune of 80 billion naira. That's 8,246,470,089 naira 88 kobo. Now, the committee met on Saturday, and they're saying that salaries of civil servants in the state were not paid for 7 years. We saw a video where one of them was shouting and, crying that for 7 years their fees were not paid. This man paid money, that is school fees of his children, in advance in dollars at this American international school, where they also had to refund some money to the EFCC because, according to them, they tried to remain neutral and balanced. All right, we do know that Yahaya Bello is not the only political elite or serving governor in the country that is involved in doing this. What do you think the EFCC should expediently do?
Well, we have to understand the principle of principle of natural justice, meaning of the dealing on every matter. And in view of the fact that I'm very, 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 very certain that due diligence was followed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission under the present chairman of the EFCC. And what is fair hearing? Fair hearing is an opportunity for you to come and defend yourself. Investigation is not conviction. During the course of that, Yahaya Bello missed it because of the absolutism and mentality of our political gladiators. And majority of them are not relating only to Yahaya Bello. It's now becoming a culture that any institution of law, they are not susceptible or underneath or being covered by the law. A lot of them living above the law, and that is why they act inchoate of reasoning. And I must admit, it's kind of unfortunate and regrettable that most of the time the court don't consider the public perception and interest on every matter of national importance as far as public service is concerned. Public service in Nigeria is not your private affair. Our politicians have been listening. The amount of evidence before the EFCC is not its until. Either he contested as president before the Tinubu and all that. In fact, if not for the lackadaisical attitude, I must admit, of our institutions in dealing with political figures, whereby proper audit, if they have to talk about auditing of government, EFCC also focus the staff with auditors report of the state before you hand over. You must not hand over if your auditing records are not properly substantially delivered. Upon the fact that your audited records are not delivered, you should not be dealing with it as a petition. From the administrative error, from the administrative committal of offense and defrauding of the state treasury, you just have to go in for it administratively. You don't need a petition. You don't, because that is what EFCC is being established to do. So, for as many as that I really want to understand what we stand on to deal with, we are dealing with people who lack the willingness, the governing principle of value. And once they find themselves in position, look at how much they have been paid up front, and you are still looking for what prima facie evidence are you looking for to show that you are not reckless. I'm not personal about it. I've always learned to see a lot of all these governors. Yes, it doesn't matter either the youngest governor or anything. We have a lot of them. Almost no beautiful one are yet born. But because the EFCC always wait for that media show, I've now run them to be the one running after political. I'll call them political people who have just horribly ruined the treasury of the state. A state like Kogi State that ought to be pampered with all measures of commitment. The state was run like a military ghetto. Within the underneath is administration, not just the financial recklessness. The quantity of administrative recklessness was overwhelming. And it builds on the primary that was conducted by successor in Ondo State. No pure democratic setting. Where are we? What are we living on? If democracy is we are far running out of democracy, of democratic idea. Let us shut out democracy and let the be living on what. Let's not even call it democracy. We are not prepared for it. Because democracy has its own principles. Principles of natural justice, equity, and good conscience. These are deliberate attempts to make us live in a I think we are all vegetables. We don't reason. But for the fact that EFCC have taken some steps, EFCC should avoid media. I don't even know why the EFCC chairman will come back to be using media to reply. But using media show up, I must condemn that. You go ahead to do your job. If there are areas you need to confront the court and prove your matter before the court, that it is about investigation, no more immunity. Yahaya Bello is no longer having immunity, but the way and manner, the circumstance of him escaping, or this escapist mentality that I saw, the roles of notice to see are we in an only way that governor will now be faced with court orders on the media. What kind of I'm really myself, and I believe every right thing in Nigeria are not proud. If Mr. President needs to assert some level of authority on the way people are managing this democracy. There is a lot of issues that are affecting everything. EFCC needs no hold back to deal with the situation. And for record, they should not just be pinpointing one governor at a time. This whole one governor at a time situation has been making a lot of 36 other state governors escaping and looting their state. If you need to go to Ambode, if you need to go to other states, go and investigate. Even 5 or 3, 4 tenures. There is no limitation, there is no statute bar on investigation of state cover. It is about public service. It's not a private institution. The SEC can investigate anybody for the past 20 years and go back to their record and prosecute.
Feels like the EFCC needs the permission of the president on some certain cases, especially sensitive cases, because it's mind-boggling that there are evidences to prove against past administrations. The EFCC cannot investigate them unless they get a nod from the president. In fact, it's surprising. A lot of Nigerians feel that the case of Yahaya Bello may not go beyond this. I'm not kidding. Because although Olukoyede has said that he will resign if he doesn't see to the end of this case, because according to Olukoyede, when he gave a press conference, he said that he put a call to Yahaya Bello. He told him to come in for questioning at his office. Yahaya Bello said no, that the press, there are many outside. He now said, okay, you know what? There's a secret entrance I will guide you through. Through that entrance, you come into my personal office and my best interrogators will interrogate you. You just need to respond to questions. And he said Yahaya Bello asked him to come to his village. Now, I know that this kind of treatment wouldn't be given to any ordinary Nigerian. You know how the EFCC does. They'll come to your house, bundle you out like it's been confirmed that you have stolen or that you're a thief. They could literally even beat you, keep you in their custody unceremoniously, may even deny you having access to your lawyer. I mean, the idea is for you to have your lawyer before you respond to any question. But there was a special treatment given to this man. So the thing is this. There are receipts of the payment that was made into the school for his children till 2035. Are me, I am gobsmacked. Till 2035. Tuition fees ahead. Meaning that he knows that by that time he will no longer be the governor of the state. The school even had to refund some money to the EFCC. Are this is something else.
We are really in a banana republic. You know why I call it banana republic? there are different laws for different people. And I must blame the EFCC chairman for treating Yahaya Bello as a sacred cow. And they treated Bobby Risky as an elevated criminal. With this, they were able to know where he was, in starting education. The guy came there and respected. Somebody was not even caught. They gave him all the fair. For the fact that he submitted himself to the will of the court and pleaded guilty, that is his own. But the EFCC went all out over simple offenses, and when we have now gravitated criminals, sorry to say, that is the reason. People who just stand to prove to us that they are untouchable and they are not confined with the laws of the land. And the EFCC now up to the chairman. It's even an embarrassing statement from the chairman. For the fact that the Yoruba man,
it is.
That falls short of it. It's an act of omission of his office. It shows that he has really, for him to tell the whole world that I called you, meaning you are biased, I believe you.
You said
you
so.
are giving him some room to compromise. You don't need all that. It is an institution. Yes, Mr. Man, this is an invitation. Come to so day. They need to now challenge you that your invitation will intimidate me, you harass me, you do that. Then they go to court. They should not be afraid of the court. There are a lot of processes that must be applied. But
when you say they should not be afraid of the court, a lot of people feel when cases get to the court, it doesn't give adequate justice due to some.
No, let me tell you, Yahaya Bello was a little bit smart by half. Because for him to have gone to Kogi State Court to challenge the EFCC,
yes.
Over. And the court, to me, I'm not going to blame the judge now as a part of his own decision, but I would blame the system for allowing such to be part of our system to do that. The NJC needs to be reviewing court order on the premise of public interest. I'm a public interest lawyer. I've faced several other similar cases of this nature. Political dealings like this have a way of evading justice, of evading arrest, of evading prosecution.
All right, let me ask you something. Do you think this case will end up just like the Better Edu case? Because people think that nothing will happen with all of this damning evidence, although some critics or analysts like you will say, oh, this is a media trial until the case is sorted out by the court. But some critics feel, some Nigerians feel that this will end up like the Better Edu case, where the EFCC will come and say, after all of the investigations, they found out that Yahaya Bello's hands are clean. That's basically what the conversation is now.
Yeah, to me, I just believe that the EFCC and the government is not prepared to fight corruption. It's a systemic failure, and it builds on the fact that the system hates this secret. And how best do we really now solve it? The NLC, the civil society, they take care of people quiet. They don't care. But when it's not an issue of the one format somewhere, they'll be crying out, well, why? This is the issue all of us must raise our voice. Not as we are condemning. EFCC to do more. Even why do you have to even look for EFCC? What is the IGP of police doing? That's his own duty. Must it be EFCC to looking for somebody who has found the money of the state? Must EFCC wait for police? Police also have duty. Also arrest police, but it means that police have now applicated their responsibility just to do nothing. If they have now been regarded as handbag carrier for political gods, they are no longer respected and respectable because they lean to the dictates and capacities of our politicians. And that is why state policing and everything, sorry to debate, that's one of our impediments and our fears, because this system is too rude for correction.
All right, let me ask you something. Sarah asked EFCC to probe Sarah asked EFCC. All right, wait, hold on. Sarah asked EFCC and ICPC to probe the account of all 36 states of the Federation. He said that Sarah is saying that if Yahaya Bello, the former governor of Kogi State, could do this brazenly, blatantly, install somebody who he would tell what to do, check on the person, and to cover his tracks, that is basically how most of the 36 state governors are doing. Do you think that it is imperative, all right, that the EFCC investigate all the 36 state governors. Another question is, why do we have issues with accountability? Ideally, every quarter, each state is supposed to give an account of expenditures made, monies gotten from the federal government, that is the federal allocation revenue that they get every month. Then give an account, a breakdown of what these monies were used for. For example, whatever projects that the state has, put in place that they intend to commence, whatever monies are allocated for that project, it will be highlighted on the state government's website. Also, monies meant for salaries, everything is accounted and put there. Why don't we have any form of auditing? All through the 36 states, we only see the budget displayed. After the budget is displayed, we don't see the monies that come in and what the monies are used for. In fact, even from the federal government. So why wouldn't we continue to experience such expediency from these individuals, taxpayers' money used for personal expenditures? And people are languishing, people are dying, our hospitals are dilapidated. All right, have you seen the public schools in the country? Have you seen the state at which a lot of students study in, the schools they study in? No equipment, no necessary materials available, no facilities in place. In fact, most practical courses are taught theoretically. Do you know, when I was in secondary school, I was taught computer science in theory. The computers were there, but they were not working. Our public schools are underdeveloped. And these students go to school in that condition. Some of them, I don't know how they learn. But you see these political elites, have you seen the school? You need to see the picture of the school Yahaya Bello sent his children to. Fantastic school, well equipped. And those who reside in the UK and the US say that this is how the standard public schools in those countries are like. They have all these facilities and amenities available in those schools. So if these governors could actually build public institutions like this, very sophisticated private schools they send their children to, will there be issues in the country? And let's be practical with some of these questions. What is your take on it?
Well, my major ground in this whole scenario is the fact that corruption is already part of us. Very unfortunate. Especially because the fact that the EFCC we are talking about, outsourcing outsourcing are there when it comes to issue of corruption. The corruption fighting agency that almost all their chairman are enriched and engrossed in corruption. Their previous chairman, none of them have been very clean when it comes to investigation. And that shows to say that that agency itself is fighting that integrity issue. I'm sorry to say for the fact that the media about is trying to do this media paparazzi. It's not going to move any mountain because the system is wrecked in corruption. So let's not be too eager to be looking for one simple angel coming out of this whole situation that we are all crowding over. Let EFCC be institutionalized and not personalized. These agencies are already personalized as apron bags of political godfathers. Yahaya Bello is suspecting his political enemy rather than the issue that we are mentioning. He's already reached fundamental needs to be campaigning, and they're doing all sorts of things. Is that the way we have to run a country? We need reasoning in our lives. It is the really absurd that Yahaya Bello with all the old records and we have to now. Do you know why Yahaya Bello process is doing for cover up? Meaning that it's hidden and affected. Is it because governors have immunity? That immunity that gives them the sign on land checks to just wreak all manners of evil. To me, beginning to frustrate the high guys all of us because it draws really on the fact that we are not matured enough to govern. As still governors, we are thinking a banana republic where laws are not meant for man. And these are situations that Yahaya Bello situation. The more this situation is gaining ground, the more other governors will see it as that they are already a nation and different from federal agencies to pursue them. Once they have the court in their state, once they have their own police in their state, once they have their own unions in their state. Very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
That we are scenario. I hate my word. I just have to let you know the truth.
All right.
It doesn't matter if I'm a member of APC or I'm a member of the PDP. It's not basically about the people's class here. That money that Yahaya Bello is paying out for, is his personal money. What work has Yahaya Bello done in his life to spend money like that? If you know the amount of kind of life he's living, is it because you have 80 billion in it's not even a quarter of what total embezzlement that went down?
Exactly.
Just like it's better in this case. We are talking about over 500 million. When they went into they are now talking about over trillions of dollars. That they are now beginning to link up from one account, another case is being linked up. That is just to show that the ocean wave of corruption is saturated everywhere. From local government, state, nowhere is free. If you begin to run the fact that judiciary everything, who do you blame? You go to blame the judiciary alone. Cannot report a matter to the court and say, okay, this is a failure for history. Technicalities are there. Because judges will just want to put anything is going before them. They will just rule over. Judges will not be an investigator in their own sense. Must they just lean on evidence that has just mislead them in court, and the gross injustice would have been committed? Because for it to even reach a judgment level of the court, it spent 3 years at the time, at the goal. These old processes are giving room for corruption to drown us. Where do we go from here? National Registration Agency, how much are they campaigning against? How much is the government of the day attacking? The multi-government way without first of all showing red card to better ID and the Minister of Interior. Both of them have committed a conspiracy. Must one be punished at the expense of the other?
All right, Hassan, thank you so much. I sincerely do appreciate you giving us your perspective. We need to open the phone line. We actually need to open the phone lines. We actually need to get reaction from people. It's quite important because this conversation is essential. And like I said earlier, I would continue to talk about this matter until we get to the root of it. On my news bulletin, I will continue to put an update on this case. We wouldn't let it just go off like other cases that have, been brought up in the past. Thank you, Aaron Dr. Hassan, for your time.
Thanks very much.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so the number to call is 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call, 0700 903 903 903. And the WhatsApp number for you to send your WhatsApp messages to is 0817 1756 338. 0817 1756 338. That is the number for you to send your WhatsApp messages to, and then of course your calls 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening, welcome to the Political Spotlight. Hello. Yes, good evening, how are you?
Good evening.
Good evening. Good, thank you. What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, my name is Okuchi from Ijebu.
All right, Okuchi, go ahead.
Yeah, please, I want to beg APC and the rulers who are ruling this country to stop putting our money in the house. This country is into jeopardy. Things that people are dying. Look at what Yahaya Bello did in Kogi State. Other governors, the same thing, but nobody cares to find out what is actually happening. Look at the roads, look at the people, look at the everything is in shambles. Let me tell you, in the state time, whatever that happened in this country from now to December, the rest of them will take the consequences. Because where they are going, they are putting this country into doom. I'm begging you, if they continue like this, when you thief, they will cover it up. When other people thief, they will go and arrest them and put them into a case, punish them anyhow. This is not the way to run the country. It is not a way at all. So both the president and their members should think well and know how to govern this country. They are running this country to death. Please, thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you for that. 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call. And please kindly ensure that when you do call, all right, when you do call, be as objective as possible in your response. And you have a minute to respond. Basically, a minute. That's all you have. Hello. Good evening. Hello. All right, 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. Hello.
Hello, Esther. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine.
What's your
I
name?
greet Barrister Darlington and your guest.
Thank you.
Congress.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Esther, I'm Joshua. I'm calling from Matogu area.
Okay.
Esther,
Hmm.
have you ever seen where thief arrest thief and persecute a fellow thief? Have you heard of that before? That thief arrest thief and now jail a fellow thief. Nigeria, we are just dancing on a circle. We never see. We are all these things. We are just deceiving ourselves. Yahaya Bello, nothing will happen to me. Because what about Magu? Former EFCC boss.
I'm listening. Yes, Ibrahim Magu. I'm listening.
Ibrahim Magu. What has happened to him today? What has happened to her? Dasuki Gate. Many of them. What has happened?
That's true. It's still in court.
Hello, please. Hello, can you hear me?
I'm listening, sir. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is that until we have a strong institution, that is the law, that we hold them accountable, that is when all these things will end. All these ones, let us talk, Sha. That is what we are doing.
All
we
right.
will talk. So that is just it. We will try and get institution. That is when all these things will end. If not, we are just playing on Jamboree. Thank you, Esther.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much for that. Meanwhile, the Kogi State High Court sitting in Lokoja has ordered the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Olukoyede, to appear in court on May 13, 2024 to show cause why an order of committal should not be made against him for allegedly disobeying court order. The EFCC boss is facing a contempt charge for carrying out some acts upon which the EFCC, had been restrained by the court on February 9, 2024, pending the determination of the substantive originating motion. Justice I.A. Jamil, who delivered the ruling in the suit number, ordered that the said act was carried out by the respondent, that is EFCC, in violation of the order, which was valid and subsisting when they carried out the act. Now, EFCC operatives had laid siege on the residence of the immediate past governor of Kogi State, Alhaji Yahaya Bello, as early as 8 a.m. on April 17, 2024, with a bid to arrest him, despite a court order restraining them from taking such action, pending the determination of the originating motion. Justice Jamil's order was based on a motion ex parte filed by Yahaya Bello through his lawyer M.S. Yusuf Esquire, where he prayed the court for an order to issue and serve the respondent, that is the EFCC chairman, with Form 49 notice to show cause why order of committal should not be made on Olukoyede. So, having listened to the arguments of the applicant's counsel, the submission and exhibits attached in the written address, Justice Jamil granted Yahaya Bello's prayers and ordered Olukoyede to be summoned to appear before the court to answer the contempt charge. 0700 903 903 903. That is the number for you to call, and the WhatsApp number to send your messages to is 0817 1756 338. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Esther Wachuku.
Peter
The Lord
Osife.
is your friend.
Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Peter Osife. I'm calling from Abana.
I already called your name, Peter. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. I didn't hear that. Yeah, actually, without pandering to corruption in any way, I would have loved any corrupt politician who is found guilty by any court, to be given the Chinese treatment. And what is the Chinese treatment?
Okay.
Hanging or even firing for this possible.
Wow, Peter.
You understand?
Is this coming from you?
Yes, that is just that. But however, on this issue of Yahaya Bello, the ex-governor of Kogi State, you understand? I want to speak on that. Especially the school of his children.
Yes.
That is American International School.
Yes.
That pays that money to EFCC as a land. That is thousands of dollars. To me, that is a panicking measure. And in fact, it goes to show that many politicians whose children are in such schools are committing the same atrocities.
Yes.
And these schools are complices to such crimes. Be that as it may, in fact, I would have loved Yahaya Bello if he is in my own shoes. So withdraw his children from such a school immediately. And of course, sue the school, for defamation of character. Because no court at this moment, no court of competent decision has found Yahaya Bello
guilty
of all these charges. You understand? Furthermore, we should understand that probably Yahaya Bello and his cohorts, probably other ex-governors and other political leaders are drawing, their confidence from something that has gone wrong before.
So you're saying that the school, right, returning part of the tuition fees, that it was a panic measure, because according to them, they said it was due to their commitment to institutional integrity and respect for Nigeria's national institutions. That's the school's defense.
There's nothing like integrity in what they have said. Just a panic measure. That means they are complicit in that crime, and they should even pay interest on that money because it is from 2021 to 2035. You understand? And that is how they have been collecting money from other politicians whose children are in their own care. You understand? So if this one has not come out, we wouldn't have known. And that's a panic measure. In fact, the Bello should sue them for defamation of character and even claim damages and money from them, because no competent court of decision has found him guilty as far as they are concerned. As I was saying, if I may conclude, you understand that these politicians, including Yahaya Bello, they are drawing their confidence from the perpetual injunction order given to one ex-governor, to be precise, Peter Odile, whose wife retired as a Supreme Court justice. And that perpetual injunction order has not been protected up to this moment. So what is good? So good for the ganja. I don't stand up to corruption, as I told you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Peter Sifo. Thank you for that. 0700 903 903 903. That is the number for you to call. The WhatsApp number to send your messages to is 0817 1756 338. 0817 1756 338. Hello, welcome to the Political Spotlight. Kindly turn down the audio of your listening device, please. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
My name is, I'm fine, Madam Esther.
Thank
My
you.
name is Chibuzo.
All right, Chibuzo, go ahead, please.
I want to talk about the issue of Yahaya Bello and EFCC.
Okay.
Yahaya Bello is not the first state government that took the state budget money or maybe send his children to abroad. I could remember the former governor of Anambra State, Chinwo Dinuju. The ex-government that brought Pakasi to Anambra State. He took all the whole money and send his children to UK for study. And Anambra is going to strike. At least I'm in Anambra that time. Now, let's talk about our refinery. They told us about they will build it before March.
Yes, and that will start operations.
And they are not talking about it since then. What about the other money that EFCC got since last month to this month, about 2something billion? At least that money alone is okay for us to start our refinery. Now they are talking about Yahaya Bello.
So are you saying that this Yahaya Bello case is a distraction from other issues that they're supposed to focus on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
They are talking about thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call. And the WhatsApp number is 0817 175 6338. That is the WhatsApp number 0817 175 6338. And the number is 0700 903 903 903. Hello. Good evening. Hello. Hello.
Good evening, Madam Esther.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. What's your name?
It's Nemeka from Mejibo, please.
Nemeka, happy Sunday to you. Please go ahead.
All right, my greetings to everybody.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not a criticizing. I don't criticize the Yahaya Bello anymore. So far as the school have returned that money to EFCC.
No, part of the tuition fees. Part of the tuition fees. Okay. Go ahead.
I know. I'm talking about the school ticket. So far as they returned that money, as a citizen, I am telling Yahaya Bello, come and study music. Where you get himself as a citizen, because this is my taxpayers' money. This is my taxpayers' money, and you can never go under the carpet, this one, and you will not agree for this, you. Paying your school fees, your children's school fees in advance. Why there's a lot of amount during you are supposed here, waiting.
Till 2035, Nemeka. Till 2035.
I know, my dear, I know. What I'm saying today, I have to look inside this. Let them know this one, let me go inside the carpet. Because this will be a slap on our face. If we are saying this. Look at South Africa there. Some place of South Africa. It's certain it's so music. Yeah. Nobody do something, they just go free. If they do something, that's why when you slide to come like that, it's walking free. In the Ethiopia Airlines, it's walking free. What kind of a nation are we building? If we say people would work in the things are happening. Then you people who will be we are creating that mess.
Nemeka, you're breaking up. Thank you, Nemeka. 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. And the WhatsApp number is 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. So I'm going to take some WhatsApp messages because quite a lot of them have been coming in. I'm going to start with this. Good evening, Auntie Esther. If Yahaya Bello is not arrested and put to jail, then Tinubu is complicit, and that means he encourages corruption. You did not put your name. Kindly put in your name when you send messages, all right? I sincerely do appreciate if you do that. Okay, so Wilfred from Surulere, we are not ready to stop corruption in Nigeria. We are just joking. If we want to stop it, it's very simple and easy. Wow, Wilfred, look at the constitution that you wrote down. Okay, I'm going to read only 1 and 2. I won't finish the rest. Wilfred said, number 1, put into law death penalty for any public office holder who is involved in any corruption, starting from the president, judges, all of them down to the local government chairman. Number 2, every candidate who wants to go into any public office should sign a death penalty stating that if they don't fulfill their manifesto, they should be killed. Chai. Wilfred, number 3, put into law that no political office holder coming into office will be paid a dime, whether salary or allowance or any kind of finances given for the period of his or her first tenure in office. And if he or she goes into second term, they should only be paid salary, only which will be the current amount of the minimum wage. Please, those of you listening, do you agree with Wilfred from Surulere? Wilfred is giving serious penalties here. Oh. He's giving laws that must be enacted. Wilfred, thank you so much for your contribution. Good evening, presenter. You are doing a good job. It's painful to know that our politicians don't have our interests at heart. Thank you. This is from Olawale from Ijaniki, Lagos. Thank you so much, Olawale. Thank you for listening. Evening, Esther. Okay. Dario, you're quoting Bible. Evening, Esther. The Bible says, the sinners run it when no man pursueth, but righteous is as bold as a lion. If Yahaya Bello doesn't have skeletons in his cupboard, why is he running from EFCC? I believe he is copying his role model in Abuja, running from debates, interview, also delegating the questions given to him to another, and also his certificate saga, now that cash and carry. Oh, chai. Dario. Thank you so much. There ends. It's a shame Nigerians will have to bear this nightmare for 3 years and a month. The worst of us is ruling the best of us. Truly, there was a country. Daya from Fagba. Daya, thank you so much from that message. This is Mary from Okiafa. And Mary says, is the EFCC chairman begging Yahaya Bello to come and answer for the money he embezzled? Is it because he's APC member? Why does he want him to call him first to pass through the back door? Is it that they have no plans to prosecute him? Nigerians should not accept this. The NLC and other organizations must stand up for the money that belongs to the people of Kogi State. EFCC must go and arrest him without giving any more excuses. If there is any court order not to arrest him, the court should withdraw it if they are truly serving the people of Nigeria. And Nwosu Paul from Aguda Surulere says, good evening, Esther. Like I said in one of your programs on the 18th of April about this Yahaya Bello's case, it's just a way to distract us from the increase in forex and other negative things happening in Nigeria. I've always known that display in his Abuja residence was just a charade and drama. How many common man has the EFCC chairman called to invite for questioning? You see this case, nothing will happen to Yahaya Bello. I'm hoping that due diligence is followed through in this case. It is important that due diligence is followed. All right. Good evening, my sister. Nigeria has a big problem. The government is not helping matters. Too much corruption going on in this country. Very bad politicians. And this is Celestin from Agor Palace Way, Okota. All right. Thank you, Celestin. Evening, Esther. For this government, loyalty na cash and carry, objection na mortuary. Everybody get agenda with their mercenary enterprise. If Yahaya Bello doesn't have skeleton in his cupboard, okay, Dio, this is again from Dio. Thank you so much, Dio. And the corruption in Nigeria is destroying everything in Nigeria. Not only the government is corrupt, I swear, corruption will divide Nigeria very soon from Yoruba. We're hoping that does not happen, and that's why we have these conversations on this platform. We call out these things as it should be, and that we hope that if we indeed have an institutionalized, constituted government, that these issues will be looked into. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Political Spotlight.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Okay, hello, good evening, and welcome to the Political Spotlight. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
Yeah, Madam Esther. Well, I'm good. I'm good.
You.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today.
This is Remy. I'm calling you from Tottenham.
All right, Remy, go ahead. You have a minute.
That's a. Oh, come on! Don't put me under pressure. I'll be rushed.
Sorry.
Okay. Look, listen. If you don't know what corruption means, this is it. No government have stolen more than the party in power right now. Forget about everything people tells you. Secondly, I want to talk to you.
Wait. You said no government has stolen more than this government in power. Huh?
Yes. No. I mean, if you know what we know, you will understand. And you wouldn't allow me to say it on your show because you'll be scared for your life and for your license. But the bottom. Let's go to America.
Okay.
America said they understand that thugs were used to intimidate people, isn't it?
Yes, that's a report they released this week.
And now, do you remember January 6th attack in 2020 at Capitol Hill?
Capitol Hill in the U.S., yes.
Yes, in the U.S. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Where Trump asked them to go. Yeah,
exactly.
Go ahead.
People died as a result of that action. And the perpetrator of that action are in jail now. Trump himself, that's a special counsel that is probing him right now.
Yes,
so America is punishing its own criminal. And listen, you said there were thugs. What was the purpose of sending thugs? What was that thug intervention designed to achieve? Was it for a free and fair election? Come on, use your brain, guys. You see, these people will disrespect you because Rotimi Amechi said it. Nigerians don't react. America prosecutes its own thugs. And look at Trump, a former president, is facing criminal cases. He's been in court for the past few days, and he's going to be so for the next few weeks. And you are telling me, oh, there were thugs, but there was free and fair election. America, I like you, I beg. Repent.
Thank you. Thank you, Remy. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. Hello. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, hello. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How are you? What's your name, please?
My name is Peter, calling from my brother.
All right, Peter, go ahead.
Yeah. And this Yahaya Bello that they are putting in the front, that is not the case of the corruption. They should leave Yahaya Bello cases and, fight the corruption. Although the thief arrested, they are all thieves. So, but that is my own contribution to the people. They should leave Yahaya Bello problem. And then focus on fighting the corruption, because all those ones that are shouting on Yahaya Bello is nothing.
All right, thank you. Thank you for calling. Okay, good evening, Esther. We are time wasters. First and foremost, let the NJC evaluate all political decisions by judges in the last 4 years and come out with recommendations for public discourse. We have a shaky democracy. And this is from CY. CY, what's your full name? Okay. Femi from London says, Esther, nothing will happen to Yahaya Bello. If there is justice in Nigeria, this kind of thing no good to happen. But them no say they just have to give the judges them own share. Case closed. Femi, I'm praying that something happens or something has to happen. Evening, Esther. For Yahaya Bello, don't expect anything to be done for Yahaya Bello because they have said if you join APC, your sins are forgiven because of Jaguda and Ariwola. Now that cash and carry, INEC and judiciary has placed us in this nightmare, it's a shame Nigerians will have to bear this nightmare for 3 years and a month. All right, Dio, thank you for your message. Hello, good evening. Hello. All right, we've lost that connection. Kindly do call back 0700 903 903 903. Hello. Hello. Good evening. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. What's your name? Hello. This connection is poor. Kindly call back. I basically can't hear what you're saying. 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call. Hello. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. What's your name? Hello. Good evening. How are you? What's your name?
My name is Bright.
Bright. Location, please, Bright.
Calling from Markeson.
From where, please?
Markeson.
All right, go ahead, Bright. Go ahead.
I want to ask you, the money that our ex-president for being Buhari, I said that Nigeria should pay the money. Can EFCC go for him and confirm about that money that he stole?
Okay.
So that is one of the major reasons I'm just thinking about EFCC. I don't know what they're really going for. Are they really going for all these Yahoo boys and people like, what is it called, Boris and others, all these major people? Can they go for them?
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. I'd like to speak with Barrister Darlington before we wrap up the program this evening. 0700 903 903 903. Hello. Welcome to the Political Spotlight.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
How are you?
I am fine. How are you?
Thank God for what you are doing and the good work. Keep doing it, please.
Thank you. Please, what's your name?
Concerning
What's your name? What is your name?
Victor O.
Okay, location
That's
Victor
the name.
O.
I'm calling from Mushin.
All right, Victor O, go
Are
ahead.
you with me?
Yes, I'm with you. Go ahead.
I may sound different, please kindly pardon me.
Okay.
If you check Genesis 6:6, it thanks God to the bone marrow. It thanks God that He created we human beings because we are selfish. All the institutions, all, no exception, all from A to Z are 99 3/4 corrupt in this country. 99 3/4% corrupt. Only God can save us from this country. From all the institutions, you just mentioned any institution in Nigeria which is not corrupt. From the judiciary to all men and women from A to Z, that spirit of evil. I'm not saying 100%, I said 99.3/4 are corrupt. And the best solution, if somebody is caught, if they are apprehended, they should tie chain to their neck and tie to a vehicle. They should be drawn on the main road.
All right.
This will serve as a deterrent or a lesson to those corrupt people.
You're calling for a cake from a punishment.
Hello?
I can hear you.
So, concerning what Alfred or Wilfred has said, they should add that punishment to the law. If you are caught, this will stop them. People are suffering, and some people are enjoying deliciously. While many people are suffering in the country. So this is my take and my vision.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I want to speak with Barrister Darlington. You recall that I tried to place both of them at the time, and we do hope that Barrister Darlington will be able to give us his... But turn off your radio. Turn off your radio. He has ended the call. We'll take two calls and then we'll wrap up the program. 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. All right, and the WhatsApp number is 0817 175 6338. Hello? 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 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. When you call, turn off whatever device you're listening to the program from. There'll be a feedback and it's not good. Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, hello, how are you? Good evening. Yes.
Well done, please. I'm not going to call back. I want to ask you, you said the WAEC deleted the performance of people.
Yes, on their websites, yes.
Their website.
Yes, that story was on Friday. I think Saturday. It came out on Saturday.
Oh, you see, better. You see, if you are reading the news, you are not reading it to every Nigerian, so the as people and the international bodies are listening. Look at what these institutions are doing to themselves.
Don't worry, they will soon come up with an explanation. Maybe something happened to their website.
That is all the institutions in Nigeria now have been compromised or what? But if you know my happiness, yeah? My happiness is this, that they will be doing that wrong. The real person will be doing the real work. And we all are watching us. And we are ready to 27. God bless you, my dear.
All right, thank you. All right, I will take one more call and then we'll wrap up the program. 0700 903 903 and 903. And when you call, 1 minute, so we can wrap up. 0700 903 903 903. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, turn off your listening device. Turn off your radio.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Good evening. Welcome to the Political Spotlight.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm calling from Ajawa.
All right, what's your name?
My name is Samuel.
All right, Samuel, you have a minute. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. is the president can't send the FBI to locate to get Yahaya Bello.
FBI can.
Or is Yahaya Bello?
You said FBI.
Is it hello?
You said FBI.
Yahaya Bello can be tracked now.
No, you said the president should send FBI. FBI.
FBI is Nigeria not using FBI? Can't SSS or the FBI get Yahaya Bello?
No, it's not FBI. We're not using FBI. Either EFCC, ICPC, DSS, NSA. Those are investigation agencies.
DSS, can't this agency can't they get Yahaya Bello? Yahaya Bello is in the government house, and Nigerians are suffering. We can't continue like this. This country should have moved up more than this. Can step up more than this. Just to get a single man, a ex-governor, and the incumbent governor should by now be questioned. Nothing has been done. Nothing. How can a city incumbent governor go arrest Yahaya Bello when the EFCC want to arrest him, and nobody is even intervening? The president is not intervening. That is a shame to the president.
Thank you.
The president is a disgrace. This is a big
The president has asked the EFCC to go ahead and has asked Yahaya Bello to submit himself for interrogation.
Up to now, the EFCC cannot even try.
They have already they've given a charge sheet to Yahaya Bello's lawyer. So the only thing is that Yahaya Bello sued the EFCC chairman to court.
How can we continue like this? It's a laughing stock to around the world.
All right, thank you.
Talk now. It's a disgrace to this country.
Thank you. Thank you so much. For all of you whom I can no longer take the call, we are wrapping up the program. I want to appreciate all of you that called and sent your messages to. And I promise you, on Voice of the People, where your voice is being heard, this is the platform for you. We'll continue to shed light on all of these issues in our political landscape. And we do hope that the needful will be done. That's basically why we have this conversation. Our job is not to stoke up or heat up the polity. No. We bring up the issues as factual as they are. We talk about it, hear from you. Our analysts give us their professional perspective on these issues based on their area of expertise, and we hope that the necessary needful will be done. All right. My name is Esther Wachiku. Follow me across on social media. On X is Esther Wachiku. That's Estiq Media on YouTube, ESTIQMEDIA. On Instagram is Esther Nwaz, ESTANWAZ. On Facebook is Esther Wachiku. And follow me on YouTube as well, Estiq Media on YouTube. That's ESTIQMEDIA. That is the YouTube channel. There's quite a lot for you to have that kind of conversation right on there. Do have yourself an amazing evening and make sure that you stay true to yourself. Bye for now.
Around the world, non-stop. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. 24/7 around the world, non-stop. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM Vegas. The latest hits and the greatest memories on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. 90.3 FM.